Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel Code on Mars. So today we're going to discuss a very interesting and trending question of JavaScript which is mostly asked in companies like Flipkart, Uber, Amazon and many others for the front-end roles. So the question is to write your own bind method in JavaScript. If you are not familiar with the concept of bind method, like how it works, you can watch this video just to understand like how call, apply and bind method works in JavaScript. So this is a very good question if you want to test many concepts of JavaScript developer in a single question itself. So it tests your knowledge about like how can we do inheritance in JavaScript or extend the existing JavaScript methods. So for this video, we have taken an example of bind method, but you can expect from an interviewer, like he can ask you about like how can we extend the existing map function or reduce function, call, apply and many others. Second thing is like it tells like how well you understand this property of JavaScript. Third point is like how you use closures and what's your knowledge about closure. And the fourth point, of course, your problem solving skills. So now let's without ado, let's further discuss the solution for this problem. Okay, to start with, we will use function.prototype to write our own custom bind method. So using a prototype of function, we can easily extend and write our own implementation for functions. Now we will come back to this function later on, but we will start writing another function and we'll name it some function. So why we need it? So we can use this function just to test our implementation of bind method that we are writing. So inside this sum function, we will console log this context along with arguments in case it is passed to this function. Now from the global scope, we will try to execute some function and see what will be the output. Yes, the output will be the window object because it is called from the global scope of the browser, along with the arguments will be empty or undefined. Let's prepare this sum function to be bind with a custom context or object with our own custom implementation of bind method for a function. So we will take a variable updated function and we will use this bind method for that. Now let's jump back to the implementation of our custom bind method. So initially what we require is a reference of some function. How can we get that? So when this function is called, so this will be equivalent to some function reference. So we can use that because we need to call this function again with a custom context. So now we need the context itself, the object that we passed. So we can use arguments at index 0. So we can get the context at this particular index. Now in case this function, that is some function is called with some parameters, so we also need to get that. So we will use object.values arguments and we will slice it with 1 because we need to ignore the first value at index 0, which is the context itself. And then we return a function from my bind function. So if we really understand like how bind method works in JavaScript, it actually bind the function with some custom context or object which we gave. So it does not matter like from where it is called, it will always be called with that particular context or object that we passed. Similarly, we need to return a function from here now so that whenever it is called, it should be called with the custom object that we passed. Now inside this return function, we will use function.apply so that we can call the function with the custom context along with parameters. Now let's say in the updated function, we pass some other parameters. So we need to change our implementation a bit so that it can start accepting parameters and we can use that parameters into function.apply. Now finally, when you try to run updated function, it will print the custom context along with arguments that we passed. I hope you understand the basic concept of like writing your own polyfills for JavaScript methods, and please do subscribe to this channel so that you can stay updated with the latest uploads. Thank you.